So now I can share now.
Okay.
So what you will gain from me is in-depth knowledge, which implied we have an understanding of the principles and practice of data governance in SAF.
Okay.
You have practical skills which have to learn to apply data governance frameworks in real-world scenarios. That becomes more practically oriented.
Yep.
So we have career advancement, and this enhance our credentials and increase our potential earning.
Yep.
So the the highlights is engaging presentation, which like what you have kind of witnessed twice now.
Yeah.
Hear from industry leaders and experts, like High Excellency is there too, and we have other who have been trained working, and they have they are expert in some areas, and also have interactive workshop, which I think you have actually witnessed that as well. We're participating in hands-on scenarios to apply what we acquire in terms of knowledge.
Yeah.
So we also network with each other. That's an opportunity where people are connected together, and also have the like-minded professionals, potential employers. So this actually opened door to everyone, and as also is a stepping stone for brighter, more prosperous. That being said, I just use this as an example of a job, and one can find it out by themselves, especially when you type data governance manager job daily rate. So you will see somewhere in between 560 to 0. I think you must have known that, or I should give you a time to just do that. Google, you will see it, and you let us know. And recently, I saw 570 to 800 something, maybe for a starter, daily rate. You could work from home as a remote.
Yeah.
And if you look at the job description, it's not far from what been taught. So the curriculum is drawn in order to meet up with the current evolving, let me say, also dynamic demands by employer. So that's what we do. So our curriculum goes with that. So we're not static. We're looking at what the market demands and requires. Then we adjust our curriculum and training with respect to that. So the most is right now, people, not only data governance, when people are working in another capacity, they just put data governance to join it, or data governance stroke another kind of. So that means we need to be more robust to accommodate every kind of things that they throw on us in terms of training as well.
Okay.
So that being said, I won't go much on that. What you see now, so I just go straight to the curriculum, which is the curriculum encompasses both data governance and data analytics. So the program normally 6 weeks is adjustable anyway, so online but not in person. So audience will be is basically data analysts, data stewards, IT professionals, compliance officer, business manager, a lot, etc. Okay. So that being said, Module 1, introduction to data governance, and there will be definition of and importance of data governance core components of data governance framework, the roles of data owners, stewards, and custodians, data governance or data management, regulatory and compliance overview. So it's very important. And the two, we talk about data governance frameworks and policies. So where we have different kind of frameworks and also data policy standard and procedures, data quality management, the metadata and data the management and data catalogs and lineage and impact of analysis as well. So let me briefly just take it in a way. This is simply how we're going to work. So we're going to talk about the framework, the overview of data governance principle policies and best practice. So best practice in most cases, I always tell people, it's a key, no matter how knowledgeable or understanding we gain from any training. If we don't understand the best practice, which is the most acceptable and superior practice that have produced the most superior result compared to all alternatives, including updating. So it's very important. So data management, which are the techniques for data collections and storage and processing and retrieval as well. So you could see you almost know the difference between data governance and data management. So very important. And that's also a question that normally comes for during interview. Please, can you just let me know the difference between data governance and data management? So that is really, really important. So during the live scenario, sometimes we do a lot of quiz, a lot of questions on that. So we have data quality, which have strategies for ensuring data accuracy, completeness, and consistency and reliability. Okay, we're also going to be talking about, most importantly, the employer normally want to see how one implement this if you have ever worked before, not just having the knowledge here. It's about practical aspect of it. Have you ever done data privacy and data security? Both of them are called data protection anyway. One is dealing with unauthorized data, one dealing with the legal and regulations. So especially sensitive data. So we're going to be talking about metadata management, and that is very, very key when you have arrays of data set and how do you manage them together. You have techniques for capturing and managing so many data coming together, so including data definitions and relationship they have and how you can link them, the lineage together in terms of and the history as well. So we are going to be talking about data architecture, so called the structure that need to be put in place for the whole data to be integrated and also put together is very important. So it's just like a civil engineer need to have a structure put in place. So architecture is very important. And we're this number 7 part of the curriculum, data analytics is very, very similar to number 3, which is data quality as well. So analytics is very important. It's techniques of analyzing data and also have include descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive type of analytics. Now, in this place, this is where it becomes very more interesting for data analysts. So that they have a time to have a domain to which they can take decision after visualizing the data that they have been cleansed, treated with a process called ETL and ELT. I don't know if you have heard that.
Extract, transform, and
load.
Yeah.
Yeah, or it can be extract, load, and transform as well. It depends on how you be configured. Yeah, so then we also have the concept of data ethics. This is where the best practice can come in. I think my wife was speaking to me today that they find you put it on the chat box.
I put it on the I don't know.
I just literally read that and I was like shivering. Really.
Okay. She's up to date on all these things. So Yeah. So last year, they fined Facebook on how much?
Yeah, a lot of money there. I don't know.
That's 2.8 B. Yeah,
Yeah,
2.8
2.8
B.
billion, yeah.
They're trying to transfer data from Europe to US. Therefore, didn't follow data ethics and data protection. So that is really terrible. And if we also follow the ethical responsibility, the moral guidelines in which to conduct every business, that we really, really would a lot will do a company better. Any enterprise always want to see that aspect. There's always a question based on that. So then we do data governance in practice, real world examples. Of course, in most cases, you see that I like combining number 10 in any of this training so that we don't need to go back and front again. So data governance tools, that's where you see the tools that one has to use for data qualities, for metadata management, for database putting together. That's why you have data catalogs, the dictionaries as well, terms and how to manage the management tool of the same as well. So number 12 is data governance in global context. Now, someone living in Nigeria, how do you work? How do you look at how to handle issues, the challenges that are associated with the different terrain and region, and also are you so acquainted with their legal framework, or are you taking advantage of the legal framework that they have, and then do what you need to do until the company is caught. There are so many cross-border data transfer issue, like the one that happened to Facebook. So we need to look at that. So I think when we have finished this, someone will say, yeah, we're done. Okay. So generically, what is data governance by definition? Okay. To define data governance, I think it would be better to know what is data. Yeah. So before we can talk about how we govern the same. So there are so many definitions attached to data governance. What is data governance? Normally, I do ask people when we have a meeting like this, most people come with different definitions. But because of time constraint, I want to keep it in a way because of the level of understanding here at this point. So it refers to values. Why I like this definition somehow, it's about the values, no matter how it is. If data is no value, it's no more useful. So it's about value, symbols, and information that is processed or stored in a computer or any other digital devices. So of course we all know like videos, images, WhatsApp, all those are data anyway. So the data must be organized in a specific way to do what to make sense and useful. So if it's not organized, then there's no point. So, and then when it's organized, we're structuring in database. So, the data also can be analyzed, manipulated, and visualized to gain an insight into reality, which will help in and inform strategic decision making in any company. So, that being said, there are a lot of data governance definition, the one with that is given by Arrow Senior in 2014. It's the execution and enforcement of authority over the management of data and data-related assets. I like that. They especially say related assets. So data is actually an asset, and then the execution of the same and enforcement having the authority be bestowed on someone managing the asset matters. There are a lot of definitions that people give towards it. But one of the things that I look at in it is um, So one of the things I can see in it is I have my own personal definition that I put together myself.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you can read the first, if you can read the first line, the first paragraph, and what do you think what does it mean? The paragraph, you read it and explain, that would be better for me, Lord.
Mhm. Yeah,
Excellent.
data governance is the overall management of the availability, usability, integrity, and security of data used in an organization. It involves assets creating and developing of policies, processes, and standards that ensure the effective and efficient use of data as a critical corporate asset. I think
What,
a very key thing that you mentioned earlier on is understanding that data is an asset, and like you just highlighted, critical corporate assets. So understanding that, managing that as a data governance, maybe manager or personnel, having that management insight that critical data need to be made available to who needs to use it, and it's going to be in a correct form to be formed that usability. And there is integrity, which means that it can be trusted. Maybe real-time data can be assessed, and security of the data in the organization. So it involves a set creating and developing of policies. Okay, so with that data, you can now form policies, processes, and standards that help to ensure effective and efficient use. Again, so as a data governance personnel manager, you would set those policies and put in place processes and put some standards that will ensure that that critical asset will be effectively and efficiently used in the organization. I'm just trying to paraphrase what's understood as data governance. I'm not sure whether that made so much sense.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Actually doing quite well, yes.
Yeah. So, have you heard the word integrity? Because I personally underline the word integrity. Have you? This is my personal definition.
Yeah, I think I've had the word integrity, which comes up most times in managing projects. But integrity is about put it this way, data that can be trusted. I'm not sure whether that's the right word, but being able to say, I know where it's coming from. I can trust this data is coming from a particular source. Is that the right definition?
Okay. Have you heard the word integrity by itself as a word? So,
Yeah, yeah.
what does it really imply? High Excellency, you can also help if, because I love this word, I can use it 100 times even in my teaching because it's very important.
Even
If
I say,
you can
sorry, Excellency, you want to go ahead.
you can phone a friend, so anybody.
Her Excellency, let me phone Her Excellency. Can you help me?
So we okay, let's start with honest. Have we heard the word honest before?
Yes, honesty, yes.
Have we, what is honest?
So being is being truth to your word.
That's
If you say something, it means you mean it.
oh,
So
Our Excellency is here. Okay, that's true.
No, there's a call that keeps trying to come into my phone, and I'm trying
okay,
to speak to
see,
the person to tell them I'm on a Zoom call.
okay,
Apologies.
Yeah, no problem. You're very busy, so so honesty is what you have defined, His Excellency. So honest, the word is honesty means the truth.
Mm.
So I have you promised someone before ice cream and you never bought, or maybe something else that you didn't buy?
Well, I think I've done it to her several times, and I've apologized, and she still said okay.
So it might not be intentional
No,
anyway.
no, no, I'm
So
just
for
joking.
example, let's go with this scenario whereby you have oh, you're going out. Oh boy, I'll see you later. I said, no, Dad, I will go with you. And then he said, no, don't worry, I'll buy ice cream for you when I come back. So I'm getting home very late. People are supposed to be sleeping by 8 o'clock. Well, maybe it's 8 o'clock, and then the boy waiting till 10, 11. You go home. Oh, why are you still awake? Dad, you told me you're going to buy ice cream. Oh, sorry, I didn't buy the ice cream. Next time when you're going out and say, oh boy, I stay home and I will be buying you ice cream. Do you think he will just trust you? So that is the difference between honesty. You were honest in saying it, but you think since you didn't work in it, that is where integrity is be lacking. Integrity is honesty at work.
Okay.
So that's what it means. So now, and when someone has integrity, there will be credibility, and that will be trust. So that means say, oh, I trust him doing something. That means I'm moving beyond honesty and integrity. So that's what banks operate. If you tell a bank you're going to be paying £1 every month, you keep doing it, you are far better than somebody who says you're going to be paying 1 billion every month and you miss one day or miss one month. So that's what we're talking about. So when data has integrity, then it can be trusted. People are happy to make an informed decision. So because when we are not well informed, we are deformed. Information is reformation. So people are looking for proper information on Earth. So that being said, I want us to know, I just want to go to a scenario that we define all the essence of having data as an activity, and also showcase even when someone is employed to showcase them before that before we go further, how can we justify data governance? We justify data governance in a company based on. So what can we see there?
Value, cost, and risk.
Okay, so what do you think that imply?
If you don't have a good data governance policies and processes, you might lose value, which means if the data is compromised, there'll be a cost to it, which is what is the second one. And you also risk having information of people being accessed by unauthorized people. So it's valuable, and if you don't value it, it will have a cost, and also you have the risk of unauthorized access, which again can be costly to the organization.
It's very explicit. Thank you. So, Her Excellency, I don't know if they're busy.
Sorry, what was the question? Apologies. You're talking about if data is valuable. Yes.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can. It says value, cost, and risk. Yes.
Yeah. So can you say anything about that?
Of course, we all have data that is valuable now, even on our mobile phones. We've all got on our mobile phones, you have some numbers that are more important than others. I'm sure if His Excellency scrolls through his mobile phone, he will find that he has some important information on. You even have some contacts numbers on there, which are very key, that if your mobile phone goes missing, you would raise the roof trying to get that mobile phone because you have some important information. It could even just be your bank accounts. And that data getting into the hand of the wrong person will cost you a lot. Say, for example, your mobile phone gets stolen or something, and the security is compromised. In other words, you did not put a PIN or something. Someone gets hold of it. The person is going to go into your bank accounts, probably wipe out the millions you have in there. And so that's a big risk to you. It will cost you. It will cost you probably your mortgage, cost you probably your children's school fees or something. But there's a lot of there's a lot because your data on that phone has been compromised.
Yeah.
So that is the risk that is on there. Then of course the cost is on there. So the data is very valuable to us. Some data are more valuable than others.
Okay.
I have, since I have been in the past 1 or 2 years, I have gone through my phones. I have wiped out some contacts which are not that important. Maybe people I dealt with in the past on a one-off basis, and I feel they're no longer of any use to me. So I wipe them out. Some other ones I keep because I say, oh, I might have dealt with him just once in the past, but he's going to be useful to me again in the future. So I keep that. So that is why the same thing too applies to a lot of our companies. Data is valuable for a lot of companies. Without data, without the data in that company, a lot of people will not even exist in that company because the data is what drives. You have all that information. It could be for a business proposal or something. You need people to be able to implement whatever whatever the organization is all about. So that is where the value of the data comes in. And then, of course, there's also the risk factor. We were speaking about Facebook earlier on. We're talking about Amazon earlier on. We can see all what is going to cost them because of that breach of data. So, I mean, that's why, so you have people who have to manage this. It's not just every willy-nilly. I'm sure by now in Amazon, whoever the data governance manager is probably, excuse my words, probably swallowing his pants right now because he doesn't know what the future is going to hold for him. Because somebody has to take the brunt for that. Even if they say, "Oh, don't worry, we'll do," somebody has to take the fall for that 2.5 billion that is going to go.
Absolutely.
So this is where data governance is very important. And of course, not everybody knows how to handle data. Some people are careless, some people are not careless. So this is where you have the stewards who come into training. Some are more thorough, some are not as thorough, So this is where there's a lot of reasons why there's a lot of justification for data governance, put it that way. It was not so important in the past, but in this digital age, you're finding everything now is either on your tablet, on your mobile phone, even when you're working at home, or even if you're working in an office, everybody's carrying a laptop.
Yes.
And one of the things the organizations always scream about is when you're leaving that laptop, do not leave it unattended. That's because anyone who gets hold of that laptop is probably going to see all the things the company is hiding, all the things the company wants to put out there in the public. Thank you. Pass over to you.
Thank you so much. I know you will start from just elementary. That is, it's like using personal effect like mobile phone, and I always Her Excellency, I always like your examples. You are so strong in giving example relating to examples. I'm telling you, really, she's stronger than me on that side. She will even start some data from the kitchen, from cooking, from everything. Then she will not go to the industrial.
But that sticks in your head now, the way she breaks it down. Amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. And it's even the same thing that if you look at the retail shops, a lot of retail now is done online. So they need your billing address, they need your account detail, they need all that information so that whenever you log in, it's all there. But then again, if there is any if the situation there's a breach or there's a compromise or whatever, of course it's them against you because you can sue them for, oh, how did this person get hold of my account? How did they get hold of my details and all that? Why is my account being wiped out? Or why is somebody using my account to buy stuff from you? So, of course, the bank has a taste of it. The retailers have a taste of it. So this is where data is very important that we have data governance in every sphere in life.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You have done what you can do best in this anyway. So I didn't need to talk more about this. So these three were, specific words are the core to everything we always need to think of. If we're working in any enterprise, you have to justify why this data governance. So now, to justify this is really just to make sure why do we need it in a corporation. So if you want to make a case, so this is a case. Okay. Data is valuable, it's a valuable asset. If you have not made it a valuable asset, there's no point. Because in any operation, whether strategic or tactical, it is to create transformation from input to output, and that output is called the value you create. And when you create that value, it is the value that magnetizes the money that comes in. So every value is the one that people buy into. And that is why we have the concept as added value. Maybe the value is fading, so you need to top it up. So in a way, that's what we say added value. So yeah, so I always tell people don't go for money, go for value creation. So most value are found in problems. So the richest people in this world, they're looking for problems to solve. So they never go for money. So the solution you provide is the value created. And it could be very costly, it could be long-term, but then it's not void of mitigations, So wait, I think we got that already. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so let's make a case for that. Let's make a case for that. You want to establish data governance in a place, so you need to deliver measurable business value now. You are employed for that. So let's use this data case framework template and see what we're going to be creating, Okay, why data management? Because it really does matter. This is a case with Ocean Wise, it's a company, okay? And then it does really matter what is data and why it is important. Okay, so derived from the term meaning fact, data, fact. Okay, it is the new what?
Oil.
Oil, the new electricity. We can expand on that.
Yeah.
It is expensive, so it is what? This is I always, when you speak in anytime, anywhere, just make sure this word comes from your mouth all the time. I like this word so much. It is a valuable asset. We collect it for a reason that we have.
Yeah.
Okay. So use for references. There must be a reason for that.
Yeah.
So let's look at it as a big data volumes. So we have 2.5 quadrillion grains of sand on it. And we also have 7.5 quadrillion bytes of new data created every day. Just look at it now. So bytes, look at this. So this is even bigger than the sand. So I don't know how many people can manage the sand on air. So that's why if we have, this is about nearly 2-3 times.
3 times, yeah. Every day.
That means we actually really, this is everyday buys.
Every day, yeah.
So that means we definitely know how to govern this, the volumes of it being created, and also, manage the same. So 90% of the data has been what? Created in the last 2 years. So that's why in most cases you see people doing analysis, they go for secondary data. Yeah, so Because what has happened before will always happen again, and there's nothing new under the earth. That's
No.
what the Bible says. So, so except that probably in terms of emergency, like COVID-19, then data has changed. So we need to carry out comparative analysis if we really want to see the best what we can do. So now average business data volume double every 1.7, 1.2 years. That is, big. So we're not making a case in our WhatsApp group. They are sending a lot of message about what's going on in data. You can maybe receiving some as we are standing there. So right now, this is how when we're networking, we see what's going on and we know how to read it anyway.
Yeah.
So now, right now, beyond the data deluge, there is something we need to know more. So first of all, why data matters. We think about it as fact. Okay, if it's a fact, data is the most valuable asset in any enterprise after its people. Question is, which one is the most valuable asset there?
People.
You're so clever, His Excellency. I always ask this question. Maybe when there's a new cohort, if you're around, I want you to deliver this aspect of it. That would be so hard. I always ask this question. Some people get it wrong. When I say, oh, data is the most valuable asset in an organization after its people, then I say, what is the most valuable asset? They said data. So they don't look at the context. So it's a fact that data is crucial to running of business functions and processes, of course. Fact that without constant vigilance and effort to maintain other data entropy, anarchy could reign. And that is the truth. So many things could happen. Now, let's go. Let's see how it is. The negative effect of poor data management. Can we look at it? What can you say about this? The first one there. Let's go. Let's crack it together.
I think the one that Her Excellency posted on the platform. There's huge cost if poor data or data has been compromised. There's a lot of cost that will be accrual to the organization. I mean, people will lose jobs. I'm guessing that's, the data governance manager or head or the group data governance manager in Amazon will be really, if not, would have been putting pen to paper to resign, and then a lot of jobs will be lost. So economically, to the organization, to people, and ultimately the profit of the organization will also have a taste of it because they will be paying a huge amount of money to like they said in that post that she mentioned, about 2 point something billion. So that's a huge amount. So profit would have a taste of what has happened with poor data management, costs, and also revenue. And I think it also have some impact on the people working as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. Your Excellency, are you there?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with what His Excellency have said about for negative effects of poor data management. In addition to what he said, it would also have even reputation damage when people have no trust in a particular organization anymore because of data mishandling. What they do is they move their business elsewhere. They move if they had some sort of a business with you, they move it elsewhere. I mean, if you even look at say probably I'll take one of the local superstores. Once there's any breach in that place, to say, oh, you don't go in there because last time I went in there, my card was cloned or money was taken out of my account without my say so. Immediately, that gives me red flags. I would want to move to a different place. So there's reputation damage. There's also compliance issues where where there's a non-compliance, and of course that results in a fine, like what His Excellency said about the Amazon saga. We also have compromised decision making due to poor data management. You also have, I think you mentioned them financial losses, right? Yeah. So, yeah, and also you also have operational inefficiencies where people are wasting time due to incorrect errors, or something is not happening. I use the NHS as a typical example. Imagine where someone's information has been wrongly put on the system, and that person is in line for, say, a major operation like cancer.
Yeah.
And then they can't get hold of the person due to wrong information in there. Of course, that person is at risk of even death.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because with diseases like cancer, you have limited time for which they can operate and start all sorts of treatments. So there are lots of far-reaching impact of poor data management. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, so much. I want us to end on this slide, but the thing is that we need to do something. We need to work more on this, because when you guys are speaking, I think I'm hearing new things I need to put in my brain. So, in a training, both the trainer and the training, we learn together. So I like practical aspect. The only person never learns in the grave. So, so when I look at it, the reason why people who work within the legal setup are actually really excelling so much, not that depends on individual anyway. The legal and regulation aspect of it is company they pay more attention to it as well. Because if that is well taken care of in terms of compliance, because we have a lot of issues on compliance, all these things are the fines are taking place in most cases, not that they don't have data governance, but they are not so strong in terms of compliance and also their security as well. That's why you see breaches taking place like JLR, Jaguar Land Rover, Range Rover. So they lost how much? 200 million.
I heard that one as well.
Is it dollar or pound? 200 million. So now the British government is bailing it out with loan of 1.6, is it 1.9 billion. Is it 1.9 billion loan now. They lost within how many weeks? 2-3 weeks?
Yeah.
200 million, dollars. So you see what caused it is the breach. Is a breach. They're not only talking about the compliance issue, they should talk about real data security inside, even inside.
Yeah.
So,
and I even think with a lot of organizations, the legal departments are they're trying to make sure they're building very robust legal departments because of all these fines and people taking them to courts and all that because of wrong use of data or mismanagement of data. So there's a lot going on in the background.
And can I just ask, is it a case of not proper training being availed to staff just to cope this? Because I know that from the organizations I worked, there's always this every quarterly trainings being organized. I'm not sure whether that happens to most organizations. Is that why we think this kind of thing that happened to Amazon? Could it be that there's no proper training, or is it be the oversight functions of the managers? What could be the cause? I'm just thinking aloud between me and you guys here.
To be quite honest, that's why we have case now. We always make cases here to analyze and see the best way we can function when we are, where we are. So, but Amazon, I haven't really looked into it properly, but I think I could see issue of policy not followed.
Yes, issue of policy, and again, it has to do with the Amazon one has to do with data, because
Okay.
what they've done is they've taken customers' data and then sold them. They say what they call Amazon Prime, and
Yeah,
then they have failed to put some sort
that,
of button where you can actually decline from them
okay.
using your details to take money out of your account. So,
Now,
I mean,
that's not a breach. That is both governance and
they,
management.
well, that's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. So, well, it could also be a breach internally, but the thing is that it's both policy, governance and management of data. So when you have a policy robust enough to accommodate the ethics that you prioritize within your organization and all the key principles that require of data handling in terms of regulations and regulations and law, and then you not breach
That's
the
true.
policy, a breach
Sorry,
the
the
policy
breach,
in terms
the,
of
sorry, the
policy
data breach
enforcement.
was the data breach was the first one, the one of Harrods IT. That was the one. Harold says customers' data stolen in IT breach. That was the one I was referred. That was the one I was meant to refer to. I sent over two separate links. One
Okay.
is the IT department
Okay.
in Harrods. Yes.
I
Apologies.
haven't gone through, but there are other people who are responding to it now. I saw things popping up, so I haven't responded to it. His Excellency, your hands up.
Yeah, I wanted to just say, but these big, very large enterprise organizations, my guess is they would have had proper policies in place, and yet such thing like this does happen every now and then.
Yeah, the reason why do such a thing happening in big organization is by enforcement. And if the enforcement is not strong enough, then they they risk they risk their value in terms of breach. And it's a very, very terrible aspect to find oneself. I mean, place to find oneself when it comes to. Let me tell you something. I'm not joking. The one that happened to Amazon right now is going to come to UK. It's going to come to Europe because the mistake they made in US may likely have taken place in every other country. So you will see what will happen. It's going to have ripple effect. Yeah, thank you. So, because I saw it to be like policy nowhere enforced, and then the breach is taking place. We have principle of data collection, and the concept that people need to give you, what you're going to use my data for, and how long are you going to hold it for? So you sign into it. Are you going to be transferred to third party? And what would the third party do? Would I be contacted by third party to consent to the use of my transferable data to them in case you gone on administration? Or so these are things that people need to do. You don't just transfer people's data anyhow to other company or any. So this problem is data issue. They're not properly enforced, and police are not strong enough, to accommodate the robustness of what the complexity of data they're handling. That is just a problem. They need to employ more people from our training. Yeah. So, and I also want to know because we have a minute to go. So, what do you think about this training?
Yeah, to just say in a second or two, quite impressive. And again, like I gave you a quick feedback from the last training, very practical oriented. Having Her Excellency again bringing her own perspective also enriches what is being delivered. I'm very much interested in it, not only because I want to pivot to this area, but something that I will also use in my careers, going forward. So yes, very impactful. Thank you so much for bringing your time and just let me know how we can work together. I'm happy to take a few sessions if you've got cohort or if you're busy, anyone. Yeah, I'm always happy to help anyway. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good to hear. Yeah, I think that those words are very good when they write them on is it upwards or WhatsApp and all those things. So for our robust website that are about to come, we can have some feedback like this when the one that we have screenshot. So we'll be waiting for that anyway.
Okay.
So, all right, Excellency, have you got anything to say before we go for today?
Not really, just that you have a very intelligent student. So
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
it's indeed. All right. Speak to you another day. Just I have very strong.
It's okay. Totally
So
understand.
we can draw anything anytime if we have
Yes.
space of time. So let's see how it goes.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you. Thank you so
If it's
much.
if it's not even up to 1 hour, but we have to do what we need to do.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay,
All
have
right.
a
Thank
nice
you.
time.
Thank you, Excellency.
Good night. Good night. Thank you so
Good night.
much.
Have a good night. Regards to Madam.
I will do. Thank you. Let's see.
Bye.